Everybody, today's topic is finding yourself. This is my new vlog. Looks like I'm not wearing a shirt, but whatevs. So, finding yourself. I'm just gonna tell you my story, and hopefully it helps you. Hopefully you kind of get some inspiration if you're feeling lost. But the way I found myself was the summer going into high school. I didn't really have a lot of friends that summer. Not really much else to say. I was switching houses at the time, so I was in a whole different neighborhood with different people. I didn't know anybody that lived near me. Like I said, I didn't really have friends. So that entire summer I kind of spent alone, which was like, I'm okay with being alone. I like my presence, so I didn't really care. But throughout that entire summer when I was alone, I really reflected on who I was in middle school. And I kind of thought of the things that I don't want to carry with me into high school. And so what I did is I actually journaled pretty much every single day before high school. Also, I journaled because high school is a big milestone while you're growing up, so it's a lot of big feelings come out of it. So yeah, I was journaling every single day about my feelings, and that definitely helps, and I can look back at it and it genuinely makes me happy. But so I journaled. I had a good cry about a lot of things, you know what I mean, the things that might have hurt me in middle school, the things that made me do the negative things I would do. I was constantly, to sum it down, I guess I just didn't really have a lot of self-respect, and in the way you're thinking, I didn't have self-respect in a sense that if I was in a toxic friendship, I would put up with it because I just wanted a friend, if that makes sense. I didn't have self-respect in that aspect. So yeah, I definitely thought of ways I could change that because I didn't want to carry that into high school with me. So what helps me, and I mentioned this before, journaling. I believe everybody should at least journal once, twice, 5 times, 10 times a month, because it's extremely beneficial to get your inner monologue out. It's a good time capsule to look back on. Sometimes I look at my journal writings from 2022. It makes me laugh. I love it. So I believe that's extremely healthy. Everybody should have a journal, and everyone should at least journal. So yeah, that definitely helped me. And then another thing that I did was I kind of tried out different styles, you know what I mean? I was super into the Tara Yemi, Jake Weber YouTube series at the time in 2024. So I started doing eyeliner. I cut my hair super short. I got some bangs. You know what I mean? I got new jewelry. I changed my whole entire style. I went into high school looking brand new. It worked. You know what I mean? I reinvented myself. I was feeling really good. So yeah. And definitely I did this last summer. I'm doing this summer. You know what I mean? You can always reinvent yourself. So don't ever think it's too late. You know what I mean? You can always reinvent yourself. It's totally fine. Another thing is listen to different types of music. You can definitely switch it up. You don't want to listen to the same things all the time if you want to be better than who you are now, because evolving requires change, and you need to be okay with change to become a better version of yourself. That's the best way I can put it. Another thing that helped me, which I know a lot of people don't really have the resources for this, but I went to therapy. It was amazing. I went online, and honestly, I can say that it helped me so much. I think, again, here's another thing. I think everybody should get a counselor. Even if you're not mentally struggling, physically struggling, I think everybody should have a counselor to talk to. You know what I mean? It's everyone should journal. Everyone should have a counselor, because getting your emotions out is amazing. I highly encourage everybody to do that. But yeah, so when I went into high school, I was extremely open-minded. Like I said, I didn't have any friends, so basically going into high school was kind of terrifying for me because I didn't know anybody at this school I was going to because I went to a whole different school than I was supposed to go to. Why? Because I wanted change. I wanted to surround myself with new people. I wanted, like I said, to reinvent myself. So I went to high school. I made friends, you know what I mean? But friends always come and go. And one thing I'll mention about friendships and just about life, everything ends at some point. Like, jobs end at some point. Friendships end at some point. You know what I mean? Like, nothing truly lasts forever. And in a way, you can think of it depressing, like, oh, nothing truly lasts forever. But in a way, like, really think of it in a positive way. Like, yeah, nothing truly lasts forever. So that means I highly encourage everybody to be, first off, appreciative of the things you have in life right now, because the things you have in life right now will definitely change within a year. Believe it or not, everything always changes. But yeah, I think just live life to its fullest, because at some point, like I said, everything comes to an end. So you want to live a life that you can look back on and you're like, oh yeah, at this point in my life, it was amazing. And I love it. I'm glad that I did live my life the way that I did. So yeah, and just, you don't have to be sure of yourself in this exact moment. I'm gonna say it again. You do not have to be sure of yourself in this exact moment. That is definitely not what this entire conversation's about. It's really not. It's basically try out new things you've never had. I encourage everybody, go try a new food you've never tried before. Paint your nails or do your nails a whole different color you've never done. I've never done this color and I love it. Probably do it more. Okay. Buy new clothes out of your style range. You know what I mean? Dye your hair. Interact with 5 people you've never seen before. Take a different route. Yeah, I truly believe every single person that's watching this, I hope you guys get something out of this video. I will be making more of these just because I like to talk. If you know me, I really like to talk. Second of all, I journal, but journaling isn't enough. I like to get my thoughts out loud. And yeah, I just like to talk to you guys. I hope everybody sees this and it helps you somehow. So yeah, thank you guys.